Are one of my favorite things because in my mind they make numbers work together easily. They're a great way to put numbers where you can easily figure out what goes in the blank. So a proportion is a statement of two ratios that you can set equal. So a statement that two ratios or rates are equal. You could be writing that down, Mason. See, that's on the vocabulary section right here. Proportion. Oh, well, you probably need a pencil to get it done. Unless I need to prick your finger because you're writing in blood. No.
What are they listening to? I think parts of turkey taste.
Start complaining. Like it sounds like damn Herb elephants up there.
Can you please turn that video down? Thank you.
Bye.
You sound like really grumpy. You sound like pissed. Yeah.
Okay, so a proportion is a statement that compares two ratios. It sets them equal to each other. When we have two ratios, we can say that 5 to 6 is the same as 10 to 12. So here's our statement. This is going to be the first part of your assignment. Put your damn food away. Get out a pencil and take notes. Write this statement as a proportion. It is on the back of your worksheet. Put your food away.
I'm getting there. I have to close the bag up and see.
The food that is in your lap right now, put back in your bag.
Why are you so bad today?
Why can't you guys just be respectful and do for 15 minutes what we ask you to?
I don't think it's a big deal with smacking.
You just had breakfast. And if you didn't, you should have.
I am eating breakfast.
You should do that before you get to school. This is my time. I get 45 minutes of your time, and this is it. I expect you to utilize 15 minutes of those to pay attention to the words coming out of my mouth. Okay?
That's a lot.
It's just, guess what? Life's tough.
Because it's first hour.
Just do it.
Tired.
Just shut your mouth and do it. That's all I want. Okay, so the statement of 12 diamonds is to 15 rubies, as 4 diamonds is to 5 rubies, which is going to go on top 12 or 15.
Wow.
So then what is going to go on the top of our second ratio? So we know these are equal because they can both be divided by 3 and reduced down to this number right here. A way that we can determine whether a proportion is true is by cross multiplication. We've done this before, so this should be simple, right? Bottom times this top should equal bottom times this top. All right? So we can tell if this is true or not by multiplying. This is on the back of your page. Get out your calculators and multiply.
You got a calculator, please?
I don't want your calculator. Mason need one?
Yeah.
So when you multiply, you take 5 times 4.1 and 7 times 2.9. We multiply across our ratio. When we do that, what do we end up with?
20.5.
And 20.3. So are those equal? So these are not equal proportions. It means they cannot be reduced down to equal each other. So we can draw a little equal sign with a slash through it. Today is an online assignment. So
we
it's
have-
going to say, are these proportions equal, true or false?
Okay.
And you're going to say yes or no. True, yes, false, no. Okay, so of course it can't just be that easy, right? We have to add in some mixed numbers. Can't just have whole numbers. So we're still doing the same thing to figure out if these are equal. We're going to take 1.5 or 1 and 5/6 times 4 and 1/5 and 2 and 1/3 times 3 and 3/10. When we multiply these mixed numbers, it's easiest to turn them into improper fractions first. So if I were to turn this into an improper fraction, how would I do that?
Popcorn.
Popcorn. 3 times 10 is, plus 3 is, and 2 times 3 plus 1. So once we get them turned into those improper fractions, then it's easy to see what we can cross cancel before we multiply. We don't have to take 33 times 7 or 11 times 21. We can look at these and be like, hey, what can I cancel out? So who sees some numbers here I can cancel out? 33 and 3. The 33 would become 11, and the 3 would be a... Can I cancel anything out of 10 and 7? Okay, what about these numbers over here? Is there anything I can cancel out of this side? There is, but it's a little harder to see.
6 and 21.
6 and 21, nice job. What can I get out of 6 and 21?
3.
A 3. 3 will go into 6 how many times?
21 times 5.
And 3 will go into 21 how many times? Kufta. Practice our multiplication facts a little bit there. 7 times 11 is, and 10 times 1 is, 11 times 7 is, and 2 times 5 is. So are they equal proportions?
Yes.
Yes, they are. 77/10 on both of them.
Now, if you just do it the normal way, you still get the answer.
What do you call the normal way?
You get it on math way, just like the top equation. And
To me, it seems like that would be a lot to type into Mathway, so you should probably just turn them into improper fractions and multiply.
Mathway will do it all for us.
Yeah, by the time you get that typed in, we could have had 2 more problems done.
no, I bet not.
Type it up and do it.
I bet not.
So the third thing we're going to work on today is finding that unknown number that goes in our proportions. In order to do this, we set our 2 proportions equal to each other. We cross multiply and divide. We've done this before, so should just be a review. When I have these 2 things set equal to each other, I'm going to multiply across and then divide by my third number to find my missing number. No matter which number is missing, I multiply the ones that are diagonal and divide by that third number, okay? So what is 2 times 60? 120. Divide by that negative 15. It becomes a negative 8. They write it out for you here step by step. They do it a little different. They end up with doing the same thing eventually, right? We multiply this and this, which is what we did here. They end up with this 120, and then divide by our third number, okay? So the way they set it up is a little different. They're doing the same steps, they just make it look different. Cross, multiply, and divide. Here's our next one. it is 2. 34 times 3 is 102. Divided by 51 is 2. Now, of course, it can't just be that easy. We can't just have whole numbers and decimals. We also have to include fraction proportions.
Crap.
If I'm going to cross multiply, I would have 4/7 times 7/8. When I multiply these, I just multiply straight across, right? Is there anything I can cancel before I multiply? The what? The 4 and the 8. So the 4 would be a 1. The 8 would be a... Is there anything else I can cancel? The 7s, right? They're going to cancel each other completely out. So they become a 1 and a 1. 1 times 1 is... And 1 times 2 is 2. So when I multiply those times each other, I end up with a half. What am I going to do in my next step? I'm going to divide by my last fraction. So I'm dividing by 2/3. How do I divide fractions? Flip and multiply. 3 times 1 is... 2 times 2 is... So my answer for Z is 3/4. Okay? So work it out step by step. It's not difficult. It just takes some time. Here's our next one. That's what you got as well. Sweet.
So, when you multiply, do you have to line up the decimals?
Nope, just add and subtract. So 9 times 0.6 gives me 5.4. Gonna divide that by 1.2 and end up with 4.5. Next one.
Do we have to put the Y, or can we just put it like just number in the online?
Depends on if I'm in the kind of mood I am now when I'm grading, or if I'm in a normal, regular, happy mood when I'm
talking
grading.
about like the online 7.
So most likely not.
I'm guessing online it already says Y equals, and you just enter the number.
I was just wondering.
On your paper, you should probably just put Y equals as well. It's always a good process to keep your variable there. Okay, so we are looking for the unknown value. We have mixed numbers this time. In order to do that, we need to change our mixed numbers into improper fractions. Sweet. So 1 2/3 becomes 5/3. 2 3/5 becomes, and 3 1/4 becomes 13/4. You guys are getting so good at that. Do I have anything I can cross cancel to make my multiplication easier? Yeah, let's get rid of those 5s. Ain't no reason to have them there. So now I have 13/3 here. What's my last step gonna be? Huh? Huh? Divide. How do I divide? How do you divide? Flip and multiply. When I flip and multiply, I have 13/3 times 4/13. What can I cancel out here? 13s. Just get rid of those, and now I have 4/3. So n is 4/3, or 1 1/3. Questions, comments, concerns? Fairly straightforward, fairly easy. You just have to take the time to actually do it. Don't use Mathway. Okay, your assignment is online.